on, guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be showcasing a brand new SSR character here in Tower of God New World. But before I get started on the video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and also turn on post notification bell so that you guys can always stay tuned as I post new videos. I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys are new here on the channel, I have a Discord server, so if you guys have any questions regarding Reverse 1999, Tower of God New World, and other games, you can join the server by going to my channel description. You see the server link there, and I'll also post a server link in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's hop right into the video. So I don't know how to pronounce this character's name. Like, is it HOAQIN? I don't know how to say it, but I'm just gonna say SSR character because I literally don't know how to say his name. If you guys know how to say this character's name, please put in the comment section because I just don't know how to say it. And if you guys haven't watched my last video, I literally misgendered this character. Like, I thought it was a girl. Like, come on, guys, this literally looks like a girl, but apparently it's a dude, so I apologize for that. But yeah, let's get on to the showcase. So right now, as you guys can see, I have this character at 1 purple star. My summon session with this character was actually pretty solid. Like, it was actually pretty good. We got a lot of copies of this character, and yeah, that was really good. And for exclusive equipment, we have it at level 2. It's not around like level 3 or level 4, which sucks. We're still gonna have to grind to make it reach level 4. But before I talk more about this character, let's go ahead and read his kit. So for his passive, we have Spell of Soul Eating. HOAQIN recovers 20% of his max HP when an ally or enemy that is not summoned being dies. He then casts a spell of Soul Eating on his sword to increase his attack by 35%, max 4 stacks. So he gets a huge attack buff when he casts a spell of Soul Eating on his sword. And he basically recovers 20% of his max HP when like an enemy that is not a summon being dies. So like, apparently, like if a being that's not, I'm guessing if like it's like not a summon unit, then he's going to recover his HP. So I'm pretty sure that's what it means. And his HP recovery is actually insane. Like, he heals a lot for his HP recovery. It's actually really good. And this attack buff is actually really solid. So his passive, it's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. Now, when we look at his first active, HOAQIN becomes immune to status effects and leaps into the air, launching 10 sword blasts that pierce through the enemy. The blasts deal 90% of his attack as damage when coming in contact with enemies. Each stack of Spell of Soul Eating creates 1 additional sword blast. So his first active synergizes with his passive because it says the Spell of Soul Eating creates 1 additional sword blast. So each stack of his passive, he will get an additional slash for his first active. And then for his second active, we have Rampaging Soul. HOAQIN deals 300% of his attack as damage to nearby enemies, jolts them, then becomes Berserk for 7 seconds. While Berserk, HOAQIN becomes immune to status effects and enhances his basic attacks. He teleports to the farthest enemy, deals 150% of his attack as damage, and jolts them with each attack. Berserk duration increases by 1 second per Spell of Soul Eating stack. So once again, this active synergizes with this passive because in order for him to stay in his Berserk state, he's gonna have to get a lot of stacks from his passive. And yeah, he basically does a lot of damage for his second active. He does jolt, and he also becomes immune to status effects, and he also teleports to the farthest enemy and deals damage. So that's pretty much his second active. And then for his special skill, we have HOAQIN launches a huge sword blast which pierces through enemies. The blast slows down significantly when coming in contact with an enemy, dealing 150% of his attack as damage and jolting them for every 0.5 seconds they remain in contact up to 30 seconds. So his special move is basically like a huge attack where like there's like a bunch of slashes, and then like the slashes are continuously moving slowly, and they can actually do a lot of damage. So his special move is actually not that bad. The fact that it has jolting and it also slows down, that means that he's able to do a lot of attack, like he's able to do a lot of damage while his slashes are continuously moving towards the opponent. So his special move is like a huge AoE attack. It doesn't cover the whole field, but it's actually really huge. So his kit, I'll say overall his kit is not bad, but I'll say the negative thing about this character is, of course, survivability. That's like the biggest problem with this character, because I've been, playing with him and testing him for these past couple hours, and I'll say like the biggest problem I've had with him is his survivability. He is extremely squishy, especially when you put him in like the front row. He literally dies immediately. So the HP recovery is good, but you're gonna have to put him in like your back, like you're gonna have to put in the back row in order for him to not die instantly. So we covered his skill. Now let's talk about his exclusive equipment. So for level 1 exclusive equipment, we have the attack increase value of each spell of soul eating stack increases by 10%. So basically this buffs up his passive. And then for level 2, the physical resistance decrease value of spell of soul eating increases by an additional 20%. And then for level 3, HOAQIN's attack increases by an additional 10% per spell of soul eating stack. And then for level 4, spell of soul eating stack maximum increases by 1. So he gets an additional stack when you level up to level 4, which means that you basically get more attack. So basically his exclusive equipment, it just grants him a bunch of attack. Like his whole kit is just basically attack. Like you have HP recovery, you have immunity, you have jolting, and you also have just a bunch of attack. So he's basically like a damage dealing warrior unit. But like I said, the biggest problem with him is survivability, and he's extremely squishy. So it all comes down to how many evasion you can get on him, and also accuracy, because you want to land his attacks. So I feel like evasion is the most important stat on him because you want him to survive. So I'm honestly working on that right now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put him in mock battle so I can show you guys exactly what I mean by why he's squishy. So we're going to fight, yeah, let's put him against Quant. Now this is a team I'm using against Quant. I feel like the best unit, like the #1 unit you definitely want to use with HOAQIN is definitely Mazino, because Mazino has that AoE shield, and that basically gives HOAQIN a chance to actually stay alive. So yeah, Uric Mazino is honestly a good option to pair up with HOAQIN, and also Hwarun. Hwarun is also a really good character, a really good support, because she gives him that attack and also that crit and also the swiftness. So that's really solid. And the reason why I'm using Kaseya is because Kaseya, the more purple teammates you have on the team, the more damage she can basically do. So that's the reason why I have Kaseya on this team. So this is pretty much the lineup I'm going to go with. And of course we have Child and Dorsey so that she can place that energy block so that this guy won't always spam his attack. So let's go and see what we can do. Now you guys are going to see why I say that his survivability is really bad, because he just dies pretty instantly, because he basically runs right towards the enemy. And yeah, as you guys can see, the shield is on, and we have the swiftness increase, which allows him to actually do his special skill. So we're going to take this off of auto so that everybody won't spam their attacks. All right, here we go. And this is basically a special skill. You guys see those slashes. Let's go ahead and put this down. All right, we're going to wait for that. All right. Use Kaseya attack. And you guys can basically see that shield that's always on him. It's because of Uric Mazino. Now, if you don't have Mazino, you can definitely use another tank character. I forgot that tank character's name. I forgot his name. But basically, the SSR character that we have, like the last SSR character we have, you guys know what I'm talking about. He's not a bad unit to use, because when you upgrade his exclusive equipment to level 4, you get like that decrease attack debuff. Like you can basically place the attack decrease on the enemy, which is honestly pretty solid. And let's go ahead and check the stats. So as you guys can see, and Dorsey, of course, doing the most damage, doing around like 47 million damage, but he was able to do like 8 million damage. So I would say like his damage is not that bad, but once again, survivability, that's the most important thing with this character, is survivability. And of course, the more you level him up, the more damage he'll be able to do. He'll definitely be able to do a lot more damage when you level him up. But I'll say, like, the real question is it smart to invest into this character? Like, is it smart for you guys to invest all your suspendum into this character? In my opinion, I would definitely tell you guys, like, I would definitely recommend you guys to hold off your suspendum, because we all know that the most broken DPS characters in the game, they're still, you know, Hwarun, Hwarun is not a DPS, but Hwarun can do really good damage. But Yiwa is like literally top tier, really good DPS character because she has good AoE damage and she also has that defense decrease. So Yiwa is honestly just really busted as like a damage dealing unit. We also have another unit such as Child and Dorsey. Child and Dorsey, she does a lot of damage. She does, like, her damage is just absolutely insane. So Child and Dorsey is also a part of that, you know, top tier DPS unit. We also have this guy here as well. His DPS he can do a lot of damage. This guy can do a lot of damage because of his attack speed. So he has potential as well. You just have to get a lot more copies of him and he'll do a lot of damage. Like this guy is actually cracked when you get a lot of copies on him. So I'll say, like, for all the characters in the game, for all like the brand new SSR that we've got, they're really good when you get all their copies. Like when you get max rainbow on all these characters, of course they're going to be good, but the question is that is it worth it? Is it worth to, you know, pull off? Is it worth, like, is it basically worth the investment for you to spend all your suspendum to, when you can basically save up your suspendum for a character who requires low investment? Because you have a character such as Hwarun. She's literally, even like, not even Hwarun, but you even have Data Zahar, you even have units such as Bomb. You have so many support characters in this game and DPS characters that require low investment in order for them to still be good. For example, Gia, I have her at 2 purple stars and she's still one of the best healers in the game. So it all comes down to whether or not is the character good with low investment, because all characters are good with a lot of investment. Like once you know, make them reach their max potential, of course they're going to be busted, but you really want to get a character that's really good with low investment. And honestly, this character, he can do good damage. Like I feel like if you can actually manage to make him survive on the field, he'll do a lot of damage. But of course the biggest problem is his survivability, and it requires a lot of investment in order for you to basically, you know, get a lot of value from this character. And of course, you know, I have level 2 exclusive equipment. I haven't maxed out his exclusive equipment, and I haven't, you know, I haven't obtained these additional stats, you know, evasion and accuracy, so I can't really say much. But overall, based off of what I'm seeing right now, I would definitely tell you guys that this character, if you want a character who, like, if you want another DPS character, I'll say like he's a solid pick for sure. But there are other solid DPS units in the game that are just way better than him, in my opinion. So overall, I'll give this character like a solid 6 out of 10. His damage is solid, but the survivability is really poor. And if you don't have units such as Uric Mazino, he's definitely gonna die instantly, which sucks. So the unit isn't bad, and I have like 5 free summons right here. Let's go ahead and pop this. Let's pop these 5 free summons. But I feel like this unit is overall pretty solid. He's actually pretty good. His character design is really solid too. But when you compare it to like other DPS characters, I feel like the other DPS characters, they just have more value. They can bring more value to your team. So that's why I feel like I would rather recommend you guys to not go for him, because he just requires a lot of investment. Wow, that was actually terrible. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on this character overall. He's, like I said, really solid unit. Like if you guys saw the thumbnail, it was like 448 million damage. I'm gonna go and show you guys how, like, basically his potential when he's maxed out. Let's go to arena simulation. Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys his potential when he's maxed out. Okay, once again RNG, but we still won it. But as you guys can see, 836 million damage. Like his damage is actually insane. Like if you get like max copies, his damage is crazy. But the same can be said for almost every single DPS character in the game. So like I said, low investment. He's not that good low investment wise, but with a lot of investment, if you get, like, you know, all his like if you basically upgrade his kit, maxed out, like you max out his whole kit, he's gonna be cracked for sure. Like this unit is absolutely insane damage wise when you max him out. So overall, really good unit when you max him out, but when you don't max him out, he's kind of iffy when you don't max him out. But overall, damage wise, he's not that bad. But anyways, that's my thoughts on this character. Put your thoughts down below in the comment section of what you guys think. I want to see y'all's opinions. But anyways, I'll be ending the video at that. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching this video, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.